Are you okay if we move this item to the consent agenda, or do you want to pull it for a separate vote?
I don't want to pull it, but like I said, I've got some reservations about the performance target, but maybe we can have a conversation later on that.
So I'm
If
gonna take,
everybody else,
I'm gonna take that as you're okay with it moving to the consent agenda, is that correct?
yes,
All right, so, Mr. Chair, we'll move this to the consent agenda.
All right, thank you, Mr. Sweeney. So let me make sure we have 5 items and all 5 are gonna be moved to the consent agenda, is
Yes,
that
sir.
correct? All right. Any further business for your committee, Mr. Sweeney?
Nope, that concludes the items for the district flexibility and charter schools.
All right. Well, having said that, thank you very much. I'll turn it over to Valadares, who is gonna chair the Rules Committee meeting today. Rich, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have 5 items on the Rules Committee agenda. Ms. Taylor, do you want to start with item number 1?
Yes, the first item is an adoption of the Career Technical and Agricultural Education Cluster Standards for Education and Human Services. The elementary CTAE cluster standards for kindergarten through 5th grade are a direct response to the CTAE strategic plan, preparing all students for college, career, and life. The proposed courses for the education cluster, exploring education, and the human services cluster, exploring family and consumer sciences, for kindergarten through 5th grade are designed to expose elementary students to age-appropriate content within the CTAE clusters. These standards were approved by the Board for public review and comment at the May 2024 meeting and have been posted for at least 30 days.
Any comments, questions? Online, any comments, questions?
None from me.
Right, with that, we'd like to move that on to the consent agenda. Any objections to moving to the consent agenda?
This is an adoption, right?
Yes. Yes, but standards, so it can go on consent.
Yeah, so we'll need to vote on that.
We're gonna need to vote on that one then separately, right?
No, it's standards, so it can go on consent.
Oh,
It's not a rule,
standards.
it's not a rule adoption, it's standards adoption, so it can go on consent.
Got it, thank you.
We have a question from Ms. Kenmore.
Yes, I'm just wondering, how many comments did you get on this from the online?
Not as many as we would love,
Okay.
but we had about 40 folks comment on both sections. And they were majority strongly agree or agree. We did have one category in the elementary education standards, and it's in the statement that says, for this course, the standards and elements are sufficient for the time allotted for them within the school year. And we had a number of people just click, don't know. I mean, they just don't know. So, because we don't have a scope and sequence or a time frame listed, they're just standards. So, we had that was a 50%, 50% were yes, it's okay, and 50% were like, I don't know. So, everything else was in the good range, except for that statement there.
Well, it's not surprising. This is new. It's a new way of approaching it.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, comments?
Will we have a hearing tomorrow, or is this is for posting?
No, it's for
It's adoption.
standards, it's adoption, but it's standards, so.
Okay.
Any objections to moving to the consent agenda?
This
Item
is a
number
rule,
1.
it's got to be separate.
Wait, we're on number 1?
we're still.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was
Yeah.
looking
So it's not a
ahead, I was looking ahead at number 2. I'm
Yeah, it's
sorry.
not a rule.
Okay.
We can put it on the consent.
Hearing no
agenda.
objection, we'll put number 1 on the consent agenda. Item number 2, Ms. Taylor?
Item number 2 is a request to amend State Board Rule 160-5-3-.17, use of alternative vehicles for the transport of specified student groups. This rule amendment is being requested for initiation, which means that if it is approved, it will be posted for at least 30 days for public review and comment. State Board Rule 160-5-3-.17, use of alternative vehicles for the transport of specified student groups, is being amended to incorporate the changes from Senate Bill 51 from the 2024 legislative session that removed the limitation on the use of alternative vehicles to and from school and school-related activities only for McKinney-Vento students and students with an IEP, and made the use of these vehicles available for all students. Changes to the current rule include the removal of the limitations to specify student groups and updating driver requirements and qualifications. If approved, this rule will be posted for at least 30 days for public review and comment.
Questions, comments, or concerns? Online, any questions, comments, or concerns? Okay, with that, I think this one does have to be pulled for a vote, correct, Mr. Chairman?
No, you can go on consent.
Oh, we can go on consent? Any objections to putting on the consent agenda item number 2? Hearing no objections, that item will be moved to the consent agenda. Ms. Taylor, item number 3.
Item number 3 is a request to amend the standards for sports and entertainment marketing pathway course. This is a request to approve revised standards for public review and comment. The current standards for the sports and entertainment marketing pathway, which are sports and entertainment marketing and advanced sports and entertainment marketing, needed updating and to reflect current practices in marketing. Feedback from educators and business and industry partners indicated a need to remove outdated standards, add recent industry practices and trends, and adjust a course name to clarify sequencing within the pathway. Educators, system administrators, and DOE CTAE team members incorporated these revisions, which were then reviewed by an advisory committee of secondary and post-secondary educators and business and industry partners. If approved, the standards will be posted for 30 days for public review and comment.
Any question, comments, or concerns? Online, any questions, comments, or concerns? With that, item number 3 will be moved to the consent agenda unless there's any objections to that. Any objections? Hearing no objections, we'll move item number 3 to the consent agenda. Item number 4, Ms. Taylor.
Item number 4 is a request to post the revised standards for the therapeutic services dental science pathway for public review and comment. The current standards for the essentials of dental science and the applications of dental science courses were last revised in 2013. Dental industry experts, healthcare professionals, and secondary and post-secondary teachers reviewed the standards and provided input on the necessary standards revisions and additions. Revisions include updated terminology and enhancement of embedded science standards within the courses and incorporation of Technical College System of Georgia's dental assisting course competencies to facilitate articulation within CTAE. If approved, the standards will be posted for 30 days for public review and comment.
Any questions, comments, or concerns? Online, any questions, comments, or concerns?
No.
Any objections to moving item number 4 to the consent agenda? Hearing no objections, item number 4 will be moved to the consent agenda. Item number 5, Ms. Taylor.
Item number 5 is approval of the Special Needs Scholarship 2024-25 private school list. The Official Code of Georgia Annotated, Section 20-2-2115, requires the State Board of Education to authorize private schools that will be eligible to participate in the Georgia Special Needs Scholarship Program. Private schools that are interested in participating in the program have until June 30th, 2024 to apply for the 2024-2025 school year and must meet eligibility requirements outlined in rule and law to be considered. Having met these eligibility requirements, the following new private schools are seeking to participate in the program. Go Christian Academy in Douglasville, serving kindergarten through grade 6. Roberts Academy in Macon, serving 2nd through 5th grade. Pleasant Hills Montessori School in Ella J, serving kindergarten through grade 11. Choice Preparatory Academy in Lilburn, serving grades 6 through 12. Conyers Adventist Academy in Conyers, serving kindergarten through grade 8, and Tate Academy in Blairsville, serving grades 1 through 6.
Any questions, comments, or concerns about item number 5?
Dr. Taylor, how many private schools are on that list now?
With the addition of these 6, that would bring us to 301.
So they are all across the state.
Yes.
So I just wanted to look at, because I saw some of the other, some of the new private schools on there. They're in different areas, locations. Just make sure that they're disseminated throughout the state. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments, or concerns? Online, any questions, comments, or concerns with item number 5?